Several people are asking about our estimate for going live.
We'll be talking about that absolutely in October. Bet you didn't think I was going to say that.
No. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Realm Status, your weekly news for Camelot Unchained. I'm your host, Swiper, and I hope you guys enjoyed that little clip I put in there, man. I am super pumped, because we need to get some more information about release. But anyway, more on that later. Maybe towards the Q&A section, we'll see. Stick around. So anyway, this week I'll be giving you guys a brief overview of their weekly wrap-up for September 20th, 2019. If you guys are new to my channel, each week I do a brief overview of the Camelot Unchained's weekly wrap-up. So if you want to get these updates, hit that subscribe button, please. So without further ado, let's get started with the top 5. Alright everybody, starting with number 1, Work in Progress, the Minstrel. So the very first iteration of the Minstrel has arrived. We'll be adding the support classes over the next several weeks. Please keep in mind that you're seeing how the sausage is made, meaning placeholders for FX, animations, a lack of balancing, and plenty of bugs to find. We've completed an initial pass on the Minstrel abilities, mainly focused on the starter abilities. Please provide feedback as always. So guys, just keep in mind, if you're able to test this guy out, just know that this isn't a final placeholder. You know, this isn't a final iteration. This is just like the beginning. So make sure you play this guy, do everything and anything you can to break him, to find anything wrong with it, because the quicker we get this guy up and rolling, man, the sooner we'll get to launch, at least in my opinion. So let's go to number 2, Work in Progress again, as well as Design, the Minstrel. So Ben completed the initial testing and balance pass on the Minstrel class. He also provided initial testing feedback on the capture point scenario with changes to NPC behaviors as noted below from Spidey. So we keep hearing a lot about these NPCs and their behaviors, and it sounds like they got some more engineers as well. So I'm almost positive we're going to hear a lot more about the design of NPCs and how they're all playing out here. All right, moving on to number 3, Work in Progress, Tech and the Dark Fool. This week, Anthony added the Panic stat, and with it, the base set of Dark Fool components. So when they say components, I assume they're talking about the actual abilities you kind of build or put together to make an ability, essentially the components. So it sounds like Panic is a stat that functions a lot like Stamina. Stamina locks at 0 for a bit when you're exhausted, and Panic will lock at your max Panic stat for a bit when it reaches that threshold. Several support components exploit enemies with a maxed out Panic resource, locking up the movement or preventing certain kinds of abilities from being used. So basically what they're saying is at this point in time, support classes kind of, I feel like, essentially manipulate that Panic level. I think they can influence it in some way or shape or form. I'm pretty sure they can also like regenerate your Panic. So like, I know it sounds kind of opposite, but I think when it goes to 0, they have abilities to, you know, bring it out of 0, so bring it up. So you're not getting locked out of some abilities, or you're not being CC'd. So that's what I remember hearing. I could be wrong, but overall, when you basically are at 0 or that bar it's unfilled, or however you want to look at it, all shit breaks loose, and hold on to that oh shit bar, man. Hold on to that oh shit bar. So let's move on to number 4, Work in Progress, Tech, UI. AJ spent this week getting the UI ready for the support classes. He added the Mage and the support class images to the patcher, added the song ability type to the ability builder and the ability book, and started work on getting Panic to show in the UI. So basically what this means is, I assume once you can select your support character and you're out there and you're, you know, selecting your abilities to make and put on your bar, you actually can get the components for the song. So I know in the game prior it wasn't in because obviously the support classes aren't in, but this time I think we'll actually be able to see the icon, and I was kind of hoping we were going to see like the art for it or the UI art for it, but we can wait, I guess, right? So let me move on to the last one I wanted to cover here, and that was number 13, Work in Progress Art, Music. DB focused on new instrument samples, not only for new music, but also to improve some of the older samples in existing music. Spidey also added an NPC-specific death tag, allowing DB to make unique death sounds for NPCs. So, why did I do this? Why did they pick this one out of the other 13 or whatever, 12? I really love music. I like sound effects from characters. It's one thing that sometimes you don't hear in all the games, or they just don't sound right, or I don't know. It's just, it takes my immersion out of here, man. It gets rid of my immersion. I love immersion. I love feeling like I'm that character. I like feeling like I'm playing that instrument or swinging that sword. So this stuff is a big deal to me. So as you can see, there are a lot of other things I didn't cover this week. Minstrel abilities, art, dark full bone here, concepts, support class instruments. So if you are interested in more of these updates, please check out their stream. I'll post it in the description below as always. And let's move on to the Q&A section. All right, question number 1. Can we hear more about Panic? So as of right now, there's not a lot there, and it's just getting involved with the game. Mark sees this as a way to affect players without the total harshness of CC. It can be considered CC, but he wants to see how it plays out. And he just doesn't want everybody running around and screaming and being sent into the woods without having any control over your character. So the way I see this is, if they're going to add this mechanic, right, I just hope that not every class gets some kind of CC. Not every class gets a stun. Not every class gets a silence. I hope those types of CC mechanics are specially tuned towards certain characters. And I think that's how it's going to be, but let's see how it rolls out. Because if everybody gets a stun, then everyone's just going to focus on one target and just kill that person and make them useless. And that is one thing I hate that MMOs do nowadays, is they give everybody a stun, everybody silence, everybody some kind of counter reaction, and that just doesn't work. You know, I like the rock, paper, scissor build. I think that this game is going for. So let's move on to question number 2. Will NPCs remember past interactions with PCs, and will their conversations change over time? So basically, Mark says is we're not looking to go that deep with all of the NPCs in this game. Could they do this for specific NPCs? He said, yeah, they could definitely implement something like this for specific NPCs. But I think he wanted to reiterate that they're not trying to build this whole RPG element behind these NPCs. They're more meant to, defend our keeps and patrol and basically be good at fighting and defending, and that's what we're going to need them for. And also very limited interaction within towns and things like that. So since this game is more PvP based, we probably aren't going to see that total craziness, like story driven of NPCs and things like that. So all right, let's move on to question number 3. Several people are asking for an estimate about going live. So that's the clip you saw earlier on in my video. This is something they will talk about more in October. So make sure you stay tuned to their stream. And if you don't always catch their stream and you like watching my stream because it's, shorter than theirs, go ahead and, keep up to date with me. I'm going to try and release these videos every either Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Monday will always be the latest I'll get these out. But as soon as I hear anything, I'm going to be, putting it on Twitter, putting it on my YouTube channel. So hopefully we'll get some more information, and we can go on a little bit more about that and what I think towards the end of this video. Let's get through the questions now. So question number 4, are there any classes that have the charm mechanic like the sorceress in Dark Age of Camelot? So I never actually played a sorceress in Dark Age of Camelot. I usually played one of the mage classes because they were pretty simple. And what else did I play? I think I played a druid for a little bit, but anyway, I never played a class that had a charm mechanic in that game. So basically, this is not a class that's slated for launch. If you take a look at the classes that are going for launch, none of the classes have this category. So I imagine this will probably be in one of the extender packs. Mark did reiterate and say that, yeah, later on down the line that we'll definitely add a class like this. And I think there's going to be a lot more classes in the game. I think just playing a little bit of Dark Age and a lot of Warhammer, I could see a lot of the potential of how some of these classes can be really freaking awesome. I'll say it like every day of my life. I've always loved my shaman on Warhammer. I love that mechanic. It's very simple, but it felt fun. It felt like I wasn't just a healer. I could do some DPS, I could heal, and the way I played that character was just constant balance, and I really liked it. So let's get to the last question. For the upcoming test, will Beta 2 get invited? So Mark said that they want to get more Beta 2 testers in. He also said it all depends on stability of the actual build when they put it out for test. So typically they like to do IT, then Alpha, then Beta 1 first. And he says if everything is stable, then they would like to have a lot more Beta 2 backers in. So there are the 5 questions. There were a couple more questions, some random ones, some funny ones. So again, check out their stream if you have the time. Last thing I really want to reiterate here of the question section is more information we're getting in October. So I hear this all the time. I get this all the time in the comments. This game is never going to release. It's going to release 5 years from now, 10 years from now. You know, some kind of ridiculous craziness. But hey, the way I see it is if people are checking out the video, that means they're interested. And that means no matter what they think, they're still interested in the game. That's all that matters, because once this game comes out, I guarantee you everybody's going to be flocking to it, because even though we've been waiting so many years for this game, we're all going to jump to it. Let's face it. We've been waiting a long time. We're going to jump to it, whether we're angry, you know, optimistic, happy, whatever it is. We're all jumping on this game. So I personally think that this game will probably launch sometime next year. I was thinking early next year, but my guess is probably more towards mid to late next year. Some people that were in IT made some comments and they said they don't think this is going to come out for 2 years. I think at this point we're all just estimating and guessing, but I'm hoping in October they'll give us something. I hope they're not just going to say, well, you know, it's not coming out this year, it'll come out sometime next year. I hope they could maybe narrow it down to a few months. That would be really cool. But again, I know they're not going to give us, most likely not going to give us a date unless they're really sure. And I think at this point in the development process, we don't even have all the classes out yet. So I can't imagine it's going to be anytime soon or this year. So that's my guess. Let me know what you guys think. And don't give me that outrageous 10 years from now, because we all know it's not going to take 10 years. All right, everybody. That is going to do it for me today. A couple of announcements. So since I've been recording this video on Monday this week, obviously we didn't have any testing last weekend. We don't know if we're going to have testing next weekend or during the week. So if you're wondering when we can test, obviously check out their forums at CamelotUnchained.com. Check out their Discord. You can check out my YouTube channel. I'll try and post as soon as I find out right on my channel in the comment section. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm not extremely active on Twitter, but I'll put things out there that I do with Camelot Unchained or anything like that. So if you're interested, definitely check that out. Now, if you want to get involved and you don't own the game or you don't know how to get involved, go ahead and check out this video I'm posting above my head. It basically breaks down how you get access to Beta 1 or Beta 2. So if you're interested in playing this game, definitely check out that video. It's pretty quick, and join us. Join us when we can test. Just a quick tidbit. Typically the Beta 1s, in my opinion, get a couple more invites than the Beta 2s, because technically we're not in Beta 2 yet. So I think that's how it was supposed to work out originally. But other than that, there's not much else going on. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up. It is a big help to me. And if you want updates weekly regarding Camelot Unchained or anything MMORPG-ness, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to y'all next week. Have a good one.